There are moments in life when a single choice quietly rewrites everything. Not with a loud crash. It's not with a warning. Just a small, innocent yes that later becomes the reason you can't sleep at night. This is the story of how I trusted the wrong person, and how that trust became my biggest regret. I remember the exact second it happened. I was standing in my kitchen, holding my phone, staring at a message that made my stomach drop. It was only 7 words. But those 7 words shattered my entire world. I think you should know the truth. At that moment, I still believed I was safe. I still believed the person I trusted would never hurt me. I was wrong. His name was Daniel. Everyone loved him. He was the kind of person who smiled easily, listened carefully, and always knew what to say. When people were around him, they felt seen, protected, understood. And so did I. I met Daniel during a difficult time in my life. I had just come out of something painful, something that left me feeling fragile and unsure of myself. I didn't trust people easily anymore. But Daniel was patient. He didn't push. He didn't rush. He just stayed. When I spoke, he listened. When I doubted myself, he reassured me. When I felt alone, he was there. Slowly, without even realizing it, I started giving him parts of me I hadn't given anyone else. My fears. My mistakes. My secrets. The things you only share when you believe someone truly cares. And Daniel made me feel safe doing it. Looking back now, the signs were there. I just didn't want to see them. Sometimes, Daniel would ask questions that felt a little too specific. How much do you trust me? Would you ever hide something from me? Do you think people really show who they are? I thought he was just curious, thoughtful, deep. Other times, he would disappear for hours, then come back with an apology that sounded perfect, but somehow empty. Still, I brushed it off. Because when someone makes you feel understood, you stop questioning them. And that was my mistake. One afternoon, a mutual friend pulled me aside. "Be careful with Daniel," she said quietly. I laughed. "Why?" I asked. She hesitated. I've heard things." I didn't press her. I didn't want to know. Because knowing would mean questioning everything I had built with him. So I ignored the warning and kept trusting. Weeks later, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost didn't open it. But I did. "Hi, you don't know me, but I think you should know the truth about Daniel." My heart started racing. Another message came in. "He's been using what you tell him, sharing it, twisting it, making himself look good." I stared at the screen. "No," I whispered, "that's not possible." They sent proof. Screenshots. Conversations. Words I had spoken in private, now sent to other people. My secrets. My fears. My vulnerabilities. All shared. All exposed. I felt sick. Daniel didn't just betray me. He used me. I called him immediately. "Is this true?" I asked, my voice shaking. There was a pause. Then a sigh. "I was just trying to help people understand you better," he said. help. He had taken the most fragile parts of me and turned them into stories for others. That wasn't yours to share, I said. You trusted me, he replied softly. Yes, I said, and that's the problem. He didn't apologize. He didn't explain. He just stayed silent. And in that silence, I finally saw who he really was. The damage was already done. People looked at me differently. Some treated me with pity. Others with quiet judgment. The things I had shared in confidence now followed me everywhere. I stopped trusting. Stopped opening up. Stopped believing people meant what they said. Daniel walked away untouched. And I was left to pick up the pieces. It took a long time to heal. Longer to forgive myself. But I learned something I will never forget. Not everyone who listens cares. Not everyone who smiles is safe. And not everyone who earns your trust deserves it. Sometimes the person who feels the closest to you is the one who can hurt you the most. And that was my biggest regret. If this story touched you, remember this. Protect your heart. Choose carefully who you trust. And if you've ever been betrayed by someone you believed in, you're not alone.